Hi everyone, and moving on to the next one, we have scientific theory. So, generally, what do you know about theory? Yes, there is no experimental part. We are not doing anything as practically, right? That is called, we are saying that theory part, right? And what is scientific theory in physics part in the sense? The name given to set of limited number of laws in terms of which behavior of physical system can be explained. See, understand this word, the set of limited number of laws. We are providing some laws, and that laws describing or indicating or the behavior of the physical systems can be explained only by these limited number of laws. That is why we are given one name. That name gives about the scientific theory. Do you have any theory about? Yes, planetary motions, Kepler's, yes, we have so many of theory in physics part. And modification theory. So, what is modification in that theory? As you all studied in the lower classes, Ohm's law, yes, V is directly proportional to I, when, yes, there is some non-linearity, it happens. Sometimes sometimes the current is linear, is varying non-linearly, abruptly it will change or reduced. It may change, right? It's not linear in all the ways. So, there is some modification during the experimental part. So, similarly in theory part also we are modifying some concepts, introducing some new concepts, right? Okay. Here the new observation from any deviation in existing theory. Yes, if there is any deviation in that theory, then there will be definitely a new observation will come from that theory. And for example, here I wrote, as we know about Johannes Kepler, right? Yes, the planetary motions. Yes, so this Kepler examined the Tycho Brahe of planetary motions from his only getting some ideas and give the theory about, yes, give the theory about Kepler's law. And similarly, the same Kepler is taking the Nicolaus Copernicus, that Copernicus stated that heliocentric theory, right? From that heliocentric theory, Kepler given a theory about the elliptical orbits. Yes, we are revolving around the sun in the elliptical orbits, not in heliocentric, right? And there is some interplay between theory and experiments. What is interplay? Sometimes anyone doing some theoretical part, from that theoretical part we can able to do, from that theoretical part we can find or anyone can search some experimental activities. Similarly, from any one experimental activities we can go for a theoretical, right. So, we have developing some theories and we are developing some experiments and both are interrelated. That is why we are saying the interplay between the theory and experiments, and very good examples here. So, the experimental part is the alpha scattering takes place, yes, alpha scattering, and which experiments was conducted done by Rutherford. From that experiments, the new idea is, that is the theoretical concept is, this experiment is the base of the quantum theory of hydrogen atom by Niels Bohr. See, one experiment done, from that experiment we are going to give a new theory, new concepts, right, theoretical model we are giving from that experimental part. Similarly, we can go for from the theoretical model we can develop some experiments. Here we have some examples. Yeah, here we have the theory to experimental we are going to discover. The theoretical part is the concept of antiparticle by Paul Dirac. What is antiparticle? Suppose if there is an electron, right now we know there is an anti-electron, that is called positron. Okay. So, that theory was developed by Paul Dirac, and this concept is the basic of or the basic foundation of this experimental, the discovery of positron by Carl Anderson. So, he discovered the positron by using the theoretical, right. the theoretical model. From that theoretical model, he discovered the positron. So this will play a vital role, interplay role between experiment as well as theoretical part. And now moving on to the next one, physics. What is physics? The physics is a branch of science that deals with the study of basic laws of nature and their manifestation, right? So if there is some laws, for that laws, what is the importance, what is the development from that laws that confined and that not confined, that gives exactly physics. And in physics part, there is two basic quests we have. One is unification and second one is reductionism. What is called unification? What is called unifications? See, if any concepts is few concepts or any one concepts is deal about particular topic alone. And very good example, you know about Newton's law, right? All those laws are explained the macroscopical movement of object. Yes, big size object can be explained by only by the Newton's law, right? And let us call here I wrote, they explain the physical phenomena by few concepts and laws. Only we are going to use a few concepts and laws for the unifications. And very good example here I wrote Newton's law. This Newton's law describing the motion of heavier object, yes, planet, earth, everything is explained by only by Newton's law. That is why we are saying that the few concepts and laws explain the physical phenomena. That is why we are saying that unifications. And second one is reductionism. So what is called reductionism? And suppose you are seeing ice is melting, okay, ice cream is melting. What do you observe? You know the phase change takes place, right? Assume that initially it was somehow little bit semi-solid, after that it change over to semi-liquid, solid with liquid initially. Afterwards what will happen at room temperature, it start to melt, right? So the phase will transform from one phase to another phase. Initially it was mixed phase. After that at room temperature what will happen, after taking from fridge what will happen, the ice will is going to melt, right? Yes. So here also, yes, it is going to melt, that is a physical change, that is a macroscopical. But interior, what about the atoms and molecules, right? We are going to deal with how the molecules are arranged, how these atoms are doing their work. Similarly, we need to find out these functions are they are working. So reductionism is explain the macroscopical terms into microscopical terms. So here I wrote, these are all the terms which belongs to thermodynamics, right? Temperature, energy, entropy. These are all belongs to thermodynamics part. If you are explaining these concepts, macroscopical concepts, instead of these macroscopical concepts, we are going to move on to kinetic theory of gases or molecules and statistical mechanics, how the atoms are occupying in each and every state, that belongs to statistical mechanics. And kinetic theory of gases, how they are moving inside the box, what is the kinetic energy, what is the impact, what is the collision, these are things we are going to discuss in microscopical form, right? I hope you all understand well these concepts.